Hey guys, Kevin Cage back with another cryptocurrency update. Welcome to the channel. Like and subscribe if you're serious about investing in the digital asset space. Let's get right into it today. One take and uncut. We are going to be talking a little bit about what a joke it is to see people actually thinking that stablecoins are competition or competitive to XRP. When you understand the applications that the XRP ledger has, you can see the pros and cons for each type of stablecoin. But it just goes to show very few people have done their research. There's typical articles every single day getting clicks based off of hype or fear. And again, both work to get people's attention. I get it. It's clickbait. You got to do what you got to do. But to the same extent, people just don't understand that there's going to be different corridors. Some will be, will benefit from XRP's use case, and others might not need XRP's use case right now. Now, of course, you can argue domestically XRP could still have a use case for 24/7, movement of money and things of that nature, like David Schwartz has recently referenced. But that's not the initial goal. Remember, it's highly illiquid, inefficient corridors such as the low-hanging fruit that XRP is tackling first. Now, with the new algorithmic stablecoin proposal by David Schwartz, we all know how big this is. We talk about the gold accumulation by central banks in this channel on a daily basis. If they did some type of fractionally backed gold and energy, new type of monetary standard for the US dollar, for some type of backing, not pegging, but a backing, and collateralized it and then created and issued stablecoins on the XRP ledger for each and every country, that is the way that they're basically going to get everybody to maybe not custody and use XRP directly, but indirectly. And you have to understand that this type of collateral, this type of value will absolutely grow the value of XRP. Again, it's supply and demand. Things never change. We will see how this year ends in particular, which I'm very excited for, per a lot of information on the way. And if not, we will see in the coming years. I just still have zero doubt in this ecosystem. And the funny thing is, if I died tomorrow, this ecosystem would be thriving regardless. My opinion means nothing. I know I'm a YouTuber or whatever you guys want to call an influencer. That's all dumb to me. Just understand that all of our opinions, we can fight and bicker and debate or try to learn together, but at the end of the day, what's happening is happening. And banks, financial institutions, governments are going to be following the math, period. What works? They're going to go through the pros and cons, and it's just simple and clear as day. So one thing I want you guys to do, even if you just exit this video and read this blog right now, this will be better than any video you watch today. Please just read this article. It's again on galgatron.net. It's talking about Ripple, the company, versus their stable coins. And XRP goes through everything. Highly recommend it. I've read all his blogs numerous times, but every single time I do, I walk away with a new perspective or something I didn't know. And yes, sometimes there's things that challenge your viewpoints, but again, that's a good way to grow. Some of the things that he covers, guys, is, XRPL, like XRP Ledger stablecoins, guys, are going to be massive. Again, with that versus even XRP, utilizing a stablecoin that is based off an algorithm, there's no more volatility risk, there's no more counterparty risk. Again, of course, that's kind of versus other stablecoins. There's no double conversions. It's extremely simple, and it's almost like that these architects have been planning this and conveniently rolling out these proposals as time goes on to kind of just butter up the masses, butter up the banks, the utility, etc. We understand how much money some of these partners are saving utilizing Xcurrent. This is massive. No, I mean, Galgatron absolutely does a great job on this, going back and forth with the stablecoins. I'm not going to read it verbatim. I want to respect it. And honestly, this guy just makes me feel stupid every time I read his information. So please check it out. But just understand, guys, if you guys don't think that banks and these groups are going to, start custodying and holding XRP, even though we're seeing a bunch of custody solutions worldwide, we're seeing PolySign and standard custody, we're seeing State Street working on things, we're seeing BNY Mellon working on things, we have Fidelity Digital Assets ready to tokenize and, hold all of the trillions of dollars under, management as well, things of that nature. I don't know what to tell you, but again, they're still, if they're never going to hold an asset as volatile as XRP or risky, they're going to hold XRP backed stablecoins all day. And exactly this is what Galgatron says in this blog. You can argue the domestic payments application and use case. I get it. But remember, there's different types of stablecoins, guys. There's algorithmic stablecoins, which, in my opinion, are going to be the best in our of the future. They're based off of math. They're not based off of trust like Tether or other, vouched stablecoins. There's also, walled garden coins like JPM coin. Not a threat. Yes, they will do great. We understand centralized permission networks have better scalability. They can, create kind of a better efficiency within their own network, but that's not solving the problem that XRP is solving. There's going to be pros and cons to all of these. Then there's going to be, backed coins. There's still plenty of counterparty risk with these assets. There's not a single solution that is going to solve it. Central bank digital currencies, if not done correctly, will only create more fragmentation. If you've not seen the previous video I did, please check it out, okay? Another thing that he does talk about before we move on, it's a really good article. He'll word it better than I ever could, but he talks about the different types of corridors. XRP is not going after each and every single one. Understand this. I mean, the amount of people that talk about the FUD, it's laughable to me. They should really do some research rather than just trying to spread fear online and being tribalistic about different crypto assets. I am bullish on many, many assets that solve a real problem. And there's no other asset that is doing what XRP is doing today, period, that has the liquidity, that has the capabilities and other features on the XRP ledger itself, that is in tandem and working with protocols like Interledger. I mean, guys, Ripple literally invented Interledger protocol, gifted it to the World Wide Web Consortium, the group that governs the internet, central banks, 300 plus contributors. We talk about this all the time. It's extremely obvious. I showed you that picture the other day when XRP was half a cent and was like that for years and years and years. There were people saying XRP is suppressed, XRP is a scam. This is a joke. Ripple's a scam. And then finally it went up hundreds and hundreds of percent. This is the cryptocurrency market. We are in a nascent asset class. The upside is absolutely tremendous. If you understand how long the bear markets are and then see how quick the bull runs are, you realize how fast they really get moving. Now we are approaching utility. Maybe we're going to have some speculative and utility-based bull runs in between. Your guess is as good as mine. Just please do your own research. This is the most fun, but the most dangerous and most volatile asset class in the world. None of this is financial advice. Do your own research. But if what I tell my friends is literally, if you can't handle it, you might not have the, psychology of a true trader or investor. Set and forget. Buy, $200 worth of XRP, maybe 1,000 XRP, 10,000 XRP, 100,000 XRP if you can afford it. Set and forget without being, mentally and emotionally vested, and walk away. For me, I love this ecosystem. I see what is coming, and I think this could be potentially bigger than what most people imagine. All right, so really quick, guys, on IT World Canada, really, really cool here. So again, this is shared by DJ Peter Voss, 54 countries hooked up. So again, we're familiar with a lot of these groups they talk a little bit about, project links, again, talking about real-time rails, real-time payments, processing systems, etc. And again, basically, just to kind of talk about this, they're talking about the high value payment system. We understand there's been numerous projects, Jaspin, Uber, probably 5 more that I'm blanking on right now, but all working with CBDCs of some sort, Interledger protocol. But yeah, I'm sure it's just for fun, guys. They have no greater plan. Even though everything's going to be tokenized and they have to have the infrastructure in place now before the flood truly comes, just like State Street has said. And again, the whole plan, keep retailers out of it until the infrastructure is set to go, and then banks can make money off of us. But guess what? With an open source protocol and kind of this new transfer of wealth, we have the opportunity for people that pay attention to get in first. And again, when regulations do officially come, even more of these subsidiaries will start coming in. The big boys, they know what's going on. They're in first, even before some of the regulations. And that's just my belief. Now, right here. So Canada is going to be joining over 54 other countries, currently have live real-time payment systems, many of whom have selected prime contractors. Accenture, IBM, I mean, we already know both of their connections. Accenture, one of the first Ripple investors, helping the DLT transformation of R3, Swift, Ripple, you name it. We got, look, and then real-time payment services such as Vocalink. We've talked and kind of shown them even with I Am Legion blogs covering them as well. Swift, we can go with Swift all day. And then even ACI Worldwide. Again, they're now in the process of choosing its suppliers for these real-time rails. ACI Worldwide, we talk about them all the time. Huge behemoth, $14 trillion in payments on a daily basis. Remember, the guy of their company in a video that I showed on this channel maybe a month ago or a couple weeks ago, he said it's approximately $5 million for as fast as you can snap your finger. And again, 14 trillion divided by the number of seconds in a day, that's about $162 million per second being transferred. Now, I'm not saying all of this has to go over the XRP ledger, because again, there's different types of corridors, there's different types of operational efficiencies. But if you can even fathom 1%, a tenth of percent of this money, this will move the dial substantially for XRP. Now, if we are ever in a place where XRP type of algorithmic stablecoins were collateralized and, there's actual like debt taken out and everything, man, the demand for XRP, 100 billion XRP, 50 billion XRP is not nearly enough for what's to come. This asset will be a very high value in my opinion, but for those that are not patient, you might as well sell now. XRP does not care. This is a type of set and forget investment. It's not get rich quick. This is truly a once in a lifetime, I think, once in a multiple lifetime opportunity. And I know that's hypey, but guys, I'm just a huge believer in this ecosystem based off of actual facts and adoption and connections that I'm seeing. So please do your own research. If you disagree with me and say XRP is a scam, it's garbage, that's fine. But in the heart of hearts, I know that you have not read and done the years of research I have done every single day. So just leaving it at that. All right. So again, DJ Peter Voss sharing that. Next, XRP Crypto Wolf, another example. Belarus central banks giving authorization to 12 commercial and state-owned banks that will allow them to issue digital tokens in a 3-year pilot program. The governmental framework is creating the legal environment required for initial coin offerings. All right, more rollout. I mean, we've gone probably through 50 countries doing something similar, okay? Pilot programs, roadmaps, implementation, big deal. Remember what we showed. Ripple's Craig DeWitt, central banks can launch central bank digital currencies within a day, hypothetically. So he's talking about this. Crypto industry requires patience. Ripple's going to be a key player of this. They've been here since the beginning. It's the first type of distributed consensus ledger that uses a different consensus mechanism over proof of work. The innovation is there. There's just literally zero doubt. Even Amazon Web Services is speaking highly for payments and the payments problem. And I wish, anyone holding Bitcoin long term, I wish you guys well. I just see better upside with this asset, even though they are both, relatively high with market capitalization. In the years to come with the new metrics, you're going to realize that that's just a metric that you cannot use for crypto assets. Market cap, last traded price times circulating supply. That's not how much money's in the actual ecosystem. So just understand that. That money is not liquid. So again, CBDCs, I just want to read this quote. So the reason that they'll hesitate to do that though is because that is going to substantially cut into the market, the share of the commercial banks, and these value-added innovative services that the commercial banks can offer that a central bank cannot. And he says again, and what is Craig DeWitt? I'm blanking. Product for Ripple? I'm sorry, guys, I forget. But anyways, DeWitt suggested that if central banks wanted to, they could launch CBDCs within a day without the help of blockchain. Remember, blockchain is just one type of application for this technology. Read the Galgatron blog. It will be in the top of this video description, okay? I'll probably try to link it in the comments as well. However, they haven't taken that step in order to protect the market of commercial banks. It's just all right in front of you guys. Again, difficult for CBDCs to be leveraged on a retail to retail basis. Implementation of centralized ledgers such as PayPal is actually not a difficult task, but it takes away half of the utility of commercial banks, and the disbalance created in the banking sector may jeopardize the overall financial system. It's all right in front of you. All right. Next up, almost done here, guys. So Michael Val5 Links sending this our way. So again, we've heard a lot of developments with Coil and Grant for the web. Now we see this with web monetization, guys. Simply a matter of time. Coil subscribers can now track their payments. June 12th, 2020 on xrparcade.com. So PayTracker, as explained in a HackerMoon post, PayTracker is a browser extension that you can have that lets you track and manage your micropayments to web monetized websites, having a web monetization provider membership, such as Coil, which is what I have. PayTracker stores all of your micropayments locally on your device. Only you have access to your data. Not even the web monetization providers can read the data. Okay, I like it. PayTracker is 100% open source software. The source code for PayTracker is hosted on GitHub, and you guys can see the source code here. If you want to click it, you guys can dig in deeper. You can do the same thing with different things on the XRP ledger as well. And again, free to review, audit, and contribute to the PayTracker codebase. Basic features include a dashboard to get a breakdown of each site, recent payments, history of your micropayments to websites with web monetization, payments alerts with us when a certain amounts are reached. And again, the cool thing is you can get these payments in your favorite cryptocurrency. You can eventually just transfer it to USD. You can probably just pick the means of payments in the future when there's more, I guess, bridge or interoperability between the traditional and the new type of infrastructure that's coming. And again, export history. So as you'd expect with a CSV file, pretty cool. All right, almost done here, guys. So got GitHub, and then lastly, so Wrath of Kahneman, just showing this again. So Ripple's listed in this new Natixis, and I'm not sure how to say that, so I do apologize. I think they're from France. Overview of top 5 crypto. So they're the fastest, increasing popularity with banks, including UBS and Credit Agricole. Yes, they are RippleNet partners, no surprise. And then people say, oh, but UBS has a utility settlement token with a group of banks. Yeah, guys, we already covered it. And again, please read this article. It will be at the top of the video description. You will absolutely walk away with new knowledge that a lot of people don't talk about. I wish Galvatron did YouTube videos, but I don't know. He's just an absolute genius. And again, nobody's right about everything, but I do value his opinion. All right. Next, supports many values, fiat, crypto, or things like precious metals, stocks, etc. Yes, they called it Ripple, not XRP. And remember, back in the day, they called XRP what today is, and again, Ripple's the company. They used to call it Ripples, and then they called it Ripple, and just all kinds of different terms. So sometimes, don't be mad, we use these terms interchangeably. I think you guys will know when I'm referencing the company or not. This is all in French, I believe, so you guys can go through, and there's different things. We got Libra, Bitcoin, you name it. Okay, just wanted to show that JPM coin. So understand there's going to be many ecosystems that survive and thrive. They're all not trying to be an Ethereum killer, XRP killer, Bitcoin killer. I just wish that people, if we all work together and actually were just working on building technology that solved real problems, not even just for like customers, but just overall, I think we'd be a lot further ahead than we were. But sometimes this conflict actually does create, a good push. So again, everything's necessary. The duality, I guess, makes sense to it. But all right, guys, I will call it a day with that one. I appreciate all of you guys that like this video. Share it around. Check the links in the video description and read that blog. Shout out to my top channel members. Thank you guys. JCR Central, Jamie XRP, Crypto Beginner, Philip Price, Ken Melendez, and XRP Holder 4. I will see you in the next video.